Hello everyone, glad to be back. Uh, Today is 26th of August. Now it's 9:30 by Moscow time. And before we before I start to sharing with you information that are making headlines in Russian media outlets for this moment, I like to ask you once again to subscribe on my channel if you can, and that way help to bypass YouTube's algorithm, because as I understand, YouTube does suppress independent any voice from Russia, particularly when it comes to political commentary. Uh, so it's quite hard for me to reach audience. So if you can, please consider to subscribe on my channel and share my video information about my channel with your friends. I'll be very thankful. So now let's talk about politics. I did check like uh, earlier Russian media outlets, and there is some uh, big developments that probably worth our time to talk about those informations. And yeah, let's start. Firstly, I like to talk. Firstly, I like to talk about news that are coming from Ukraine. The Ukrainian side, not Ukrainian side, but I will say militaries that are loyal to Zelensky's Nazi regime. They did shell Zaporozhye nuclear power plant yet again, and as a result, here on TASS we have information about that. As a result of shelling of this power plant, nuclear power plant, I remind you, uh, in Zaporozhye, um, Ukrainians had broken the last power transmission line from Zaporozhye's nuclear power plant to Ukraine. What that means is that even though even though power plant is working for this moment, uh, it's impossible. It's technically impossible to transfer electricity to territories that are controlled by Zelensky's regime. So all electricity that are generated by this nuclear power plant is will be provided to territories that are controlled by Russian and allied forces. Yet again, I mean, these power lines may be restored if Zelensky's regime will stop shelling those territories. But what is what is what is particularly dangerous in the situation is that Zelensky's regime still shelling this plant. Man. We're talking about not just some um, you know like small scale of power plant. We're talking about nuclear power plant. Man. And on this power plant, yes, some experts are saying that nuclear cores are pretty much secure, and it's almost impossible to almost impossible to that to cause. I mean, it's almost impossible to do that kind of damage that will start some reactions inside the core, and they will melt. I mean, but almost impossible don't means that there is no even 1% chance of nuclear catastrophe, nuclear disaster. And yet again, on this power plant, I did saw some pictures that there are some storages of already used uh, nuclear uh, nu- uh, nuclear fuel, So this already used nuclear fuel, they are stored in some kind of cylindric form capsules, huge capsules, and they are stored next to a power plant itself. And if some missiles or shells would hit this uh, open storage area, then who knows what's going to happen, man. At least it will cause some radioactive hazard on surrounding areas. And if so, it may cause this Zaporozhye nuclear power plant to be shut down for some time. And we're talking about biggest nuclear power plant in Europe, you know. So this is concern for me because I mean it's just crazy, man. How can someone in straight mind shell nuclear power plant? Man? It's just crazy, crazy. So this is the first story that I was thinking to talk about it. Uh, it's in headlines of Russian media outlets. So yeah. Next information. I mean here it's economical information that Putin has said that state will provide assistance to Russian air avia companies, including Aeroflot, and it's understandable because in situation when Russian avia companies cannot fly in the Western world, of course they are in difficult situations, so the state help will be useful at least. We have information here. We're still on the TASS news agency's site. Here, Lukashenko, president of Belarus, is saying that Belarusian aircrafts, military aircrafts, had modernized so they can carry nuclear weapons now. So that's quite a significant development in sense that even though it's hard for me to believe that NATO and Russia will start full-scale war. I don't believe in that. I mean, we may see some kind of local fights between Russian and NATO forces on Ukrainian soil or in on the border between Russia and NATO states, NATO member states. But it's hard for me to believe that world gone so mad that Russian and NATO member states will start full scale war, because then we're talking about nuclear war, and that's gonna be end of the world that we know, you know. But as we see, all sides are preparing their military forces, and in this particular case, Belarusian militaries had modernized together, I assume, together with Russian colleagues, modernized the military jets so they can carry nuclear weapons now. You know, strange times, man. Strange times. So let's go and see some other news. Here, for example, I did read today that. Oh, that's interesting. I will go back to information that I was starting to talk about. But here we have information that Bulgaria has informed Gazprom, Russian Gazprom, that Sofia, capital of Bulgaria, Sofia is ready to start negotiations with Russia about gas supplies. So, what we're gonna say, man? These clowns, I mean, Bulgarian leaders, these clowns, man, are unbelievably stupid, man. Unbelievably stupid, man. I'm surprised that Bulgarian society is doing just nothing to get rid of these fucking animals, man. Because uh, if you remember, like 10 years ago, Russia was planning to build pipeline from Russia to Bulgaria under the Black Sea, and this pipeline will provide not just provide Bulgaria with Russian gas, but this pipeline will make Bulgaria some kind of energy hub, you know, because from Bulgaria then gas will go to some other European states. And even though from beginning Bulgarian side was saying that they are, all for this project, when Russia did start to realize this project from Russian side, then Bulgarians just stopped, refused to carry on. So this project was finished. you know, can you imagine how much uh, relevance Bulgaria lost because of this crazy decision of the leaders of this country, man. And how much money they lost? I mean, it's crazy. And recently, Bulgarian side did refuse to pay in rubles for Russian gas, and Gazprom just stopped uh, exporting gas to Bulgaria. And after a few months, it seems like some common sense is returning to at least some of Bulgarian leaders. And then now they are asking Gazprom to start negotiations to, about uh, Russian gas exports. I mean, it's imports, let's say, so that Bulgaria can import some Russian gas. So that's that's what happens when elites in country, so-called elites, are just some kind of provincial fools, man, that think about themselves like I don't know, like they are some gods, or I don't know, the stupid motherfuckers, man, that are ruining lives of millions and millions, man. And not just in Bulgaria. I mean, you take any European country, man. Nowadays, Europe is more and more increasingly looks like some kind of province of Eurasian continent, man. You know, you may disagree with me now, but in 10, 15 years' time, if there will be no third world war, Europe will definitely end up being some kind of irrelevant province of Eurasia. You know, that's how it's gonna be, man. And probably that's what makes crazy these fools in European elites, man. You know. So yeah, there was some interesting news that I wrote earlier. Oh, that's it, man. Here we have Lenta.ru, Russian media outlet, and here we have information that let me translate entirely this phrase, so I will read it for you. Oh come on, man, just a sec, please. So yeah, Norway has no plans to cut gas prices for EU importers, despite the energy crisis. Kingdom's oil and energy minister Terje Asland told E24 newspaper. So, there you have it. There you have it, Recently, Scholz went to Canada to ask for some LNG men, and Canadians tell him to fuck off, Uh, Here, exactly the same is coming from Norway, you know. So EU is effectively a down man as some kind of union, because I mean look at them, man. Just look at them, man. What they are doing. I mean these provincial fools, man. You know what they are doing, man. It's just crazy. Even though I have some doubts that Norway is capable to increase gas production. I mean, it's hardly possible for them to like increase gas production in huge margin. That they don't have that kind of capacities, man. But they are refusing to sell gas to cut prices for gas to the European partners. You know, even though everyone sees that energy crisis is looming in Europe, and that's just the beginning. So that's what kind of partnerships they have in Europe. Crazy, though. Let's see what RIA Novosti is saying here. RIA Novosti is one of the biggest Russian news agency, probably So here we have, main information still about the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant, and it's understandable. It's hard to believe how crazy Zelensky and his henchmen are, that they are shelling nuclear power plant. You know, so so we have information here that forces that are loyal to Zelensky's Nazi regime have left positions in Novomikhailivka and Dabrovna because of big because of high casualty numbers that they encountered there. That's like almost everyday news because you know even though Ukrainian soldiers do scared to leave positions, because behind them are some Nazi elements that are shooting Ukrainian soldiers who leave positions, and hundreds of Ukrainian soldiers have been killed already by these so-called Zagrad Atriady. I will translate this. Detachments. I mean, some kind of detachments that are opening fire on soldiers that on Ukrainian soldiers that are leaving positions or trying to surrender. Recently, like a week ago, in Russian media or Russian Defense Ministry basically said that around 100 Ukrainian soldiers were killed in one occasion by these Nazi uh, by these detachments that are um, filled with Nazi fucking animals, man. You know. So it is what it is, you know. It's hell in Ukraine, and all because of Western criminal elites and Zelensky's Nazi regime that are controlled by the Washington and London. You know. So what else? Над Херсоном сработали системы ПВО. That means that in Kherson city, Russian air defense systems had been operating, so probably probably Zelensky's regime did use in this area some drones, and they were being shut down, most likely. Here we have information, interesting information that German's Chancellor Scholz said no to Zelensky about sending to him, to Zelensky's Nazi regime, weapons which will allow him to do some attacks on Russian territory. Let's translate into phrase. Even though, I mean, who gonna believe this fool, man, this idiot? But at least officially he is the Chancellor of Germany. So translation of his words is that, I mean, Germany will not supply weapons to Ukraine for strikes on Russian territory, said German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. He is quoted by T-Online, that's some kind of German news outlet probably. According to the head of government, Berlin will act in such a way as to avoid further escalation of the conflict. I mean, the second phrase is and first, first phrase, how they can be that much stupid, man? You know, if a German government wants to act in a way that to avoid further escalation of conflict, then why they are sending to Zelensky's Nazi regime any weapons, man? And why Berlin is not active to push Kiev to start peace negotiations, man? Why? I mean, who they are, you know, what kind of idiots they are, man? You know, they are saying that they are all for peace, but yet again, they are sending weapons. They may not didn't send yet tanks to Zelensky's regime, but they are sending many types of other weapons, you know. So, I mean, Germany is lost for us forever, man. And any respect that Russians had towards Germany is just gone. You know, it's just gone, man. Because of this fucking animal, man, and other idiots that are in German government right now, including this crazy bitch, man, Baerbock. I mean, fucking hell, man. I'm pretty sure her education is lower than some. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she don't even have any time education, man. That's how stupid she is, man. I mean, it's crazy, though. So, it is what it is, man. And of course, you know, probably you know by now that I'm I'm very far from artificial political correctness, man. No, fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck about that kind of shit, you know. And if I don't respect someone, I don't respect someone, and I'm not gonna play around this, you know. And I have no respect. I definitely have no respect to Western elites. Moreover, I do think, and I'm 100% sure that Western ruling elites are main danger for humanity, you know, for human beings, man, and human civilization, and they must be stopped, you know, by any means necessary, because otherwise they will ruin entire world, man. They will start third world war, man. I'm quite sure about that. They will provoke third world war, nuclear Armageddon. That's how crazy they are, you know. And you will probably agree with me. So on my channel there will be no games, man. Like, you know, let's be political. You know, let's maintain some political correctness or some woke shit, man. That is like destroying Western societies, man. Fuck all woke motherfuckers, man. You know, they are not fucking humans, man. They are degraded like fucking pigs, man. That's who they are, man. You know, in my eyes, they are fucking pigs, man. Because they are not they are not representing Homo sapiens, man. I mean, beings that are capable of thinking, because they are fucking idiots, man. That's how idiots they are in my eyes, man. So if they are incapable of thinking, then they are fucking animals, like pigs are, man. That's what I'm thinking about all these woke fucking animals, you know. So someone may don't like my opinions. I don't give a fuck about that either, you know. And YouTube may shut down my channel. I don't really care about that too, because fuck it, man. You know, we have to be real, man. You know, and we have to stay with science, for God's sake, man. And we have to be good human beings, of course. But we should never allow some crazy ideologists to impose on us some idiocy that is going on in the West, man. Like some fucking crazy person will say that, you know, he is now woman, and everyone should applaud. Oh yeah, man. I mean, this fucking animal is now a woman. You know, no, man, that's nonsense. Everyone that says that, I mean, they must be treated by fucking psychologists or whatever. You know, fuck woke motherfuckers, man. You know, fuck those animals. Yeah, I've been a little bit emotional, and yeah, sorry about that. It is what it is, you know. So what else, man? What else is making news in Russian media outlets for this moment? You know, probably you did hear that. Probably you did hear yesterday's news that Russia will increase military personnel by 137,000 soldiers. That's quite a big number, to be frank. And in my understanding, Russia will increase number of professional soldiers, because conscripts, I mean, conscripts. I mean, when conscripts, I mean, they are only 1 year in army. So what they gonna learn in 1 year? I mean, basically not that much. So conscript armies should be in past by now. Professional armies, yeah, they are professionals. They know what to do. But conscripts, I don't know. You know, so I'm all for professional army, and if Russian defense ministry will increase personnel by 137,000 and bring in more professionals. That's good news. Good news for Russia. Good news, not for Russian enemies, man. So yeah, what else? It looks like I did talk about everything that is like. Everything that grabs my attention, probably must be some other news that more or less uh, local scale. So, yeah, this is it for now, probably. And one subject that I do like to talk, I just remember, man, I was thinking to start with this matter, and I'm talking about recent wave of extreme Russophobia in European states or in Western states. I'm talking about desire of some Western states to to stop giving visas to Russian citizens, to stop to basically that means to to build a new iron curtain between West and Russia. And yet again, I mean, this we see Baltic states. They are fascist states. Everyone knew about it, and everyone knows about it. They are fascist states. They are apartheid states in which Russian speakers officially being told that they are kind of second-class citizens. That's official policies of these motherfucking fascist states, man. Quasi-states, because you cannot call Estonia or Latvia or Litva state, man. Those fucking animals. What kind of state they're gonna have, man? For God's sake, man. They are fascists, man. And Russian speakers there officially are second-class citizens. They don't even have citizenship, man. You know, people that are born there and lived there entire their life, they have no citizenship just because, and they are treated like second-class people just because they are Russian speakers. So when I say Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia are fascist fucking states, quasi-states, that's true. That's fact. That's fact. So recently, Estonia and Finland. I mean, Finland is just joke, man. I mean, you know what kind of crazy bitch is prime minister there. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I mean, it's just like circus, man. Circus. Finland. I never. If someone will told me that Finland one day will end up being some kind of circus, man, I will not believe because I did have some respect for this country, but not anymore, man. Fucking no. If they are electing these kind of crazy animals like the prime minister now, you know, then I mean they're losing my respect entirely, man. Fucking all. So recently, Finland and Estonia did said that they want to put some sanctions on travel from Russia on ordinary people. So that's how crazy time is now. That they are not even trying to hide, man, their attentions. They are Russophobic, man. They are against us, against ordinary Russian citizens, and they are not trying to hide this. They want travel ban for ordinary citizens. They and that's himself. That is in his himself is a xenophobic decision, right? So that's why I said they are fucking Nazis and fascists, man, like xenophobes, fucking animals. And so Estonia and Finland did start this wave. Then another Baltic states did start talking about the same stuff. Then Poland is extremely Russophobic entire history that they have. And they, I don't know what's wrong with them, but Polish people are extremely Russophobic, man. You can, if you know Polish people, you can ask. They may not even hide this. One time in the past, Poland may had some ambitions to become some kind of empire, but for God's sake, man, just uh, you know, just be real and do some, you know, just uh, how you say it, man? Stay in reality, man. One day in past, maybe Poland was like, well, maybe Poland had some imperial ambitions, and Russian state uh, bring them down, but bring them to reality and check them. But and what, that's because of that. That way, France and England, they should hate each other extremely, and they don't like each other, of course. But I'm not gonna say that English people are Francophobic or French people are Anglophobic. They may don't like each other, but when that kind of stuff is crossing borders, and when it comes to some phobia, like Polish people do have, Russian, they are Russophones. They just hate Russians, you know, just because. If you ask them, what the fuck? They may start talk some shit about, in past, in history, blah blah blah. But for God's sake, man, there is no two countries in this world that are neighbors and didn't have some shit happened, in past. And so what? So what? We don't fucking hate anyone, really. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about any other country, and I definitely don't have a time to hate you, man. What for, I don't like it. Like, I don't like Baltic states because of their policies. They are fascist states, man. How can one like that? You know. Uh, Recently, I did lost some, just some any respect to for Finland, because, oh come on, man, Finland is joke, man. Finland is just joke. Um, and that's not because Finland decided to join NATO. And no, I don't give a fuck about that too, because Sweden decided to join NATO too. But towards Sweden, I don't have some bad feelings, man. Everyone is crazy in some ways, and Sweden, that applies to Sweden too. But I do respect Sweden, particularly for many reasons. At least I don't have some hard feelings about Sweden. More than that, because of policies that they take when it was a COVID epidemic, man, I applaud them, because they did just great job, you know. So when it comes to say some good about Western states, I will say it and applaud them. So yeah. So all this stuff, man. Now in Brussels, I'm talking about banning Russian travelers. In USA, in Washington, they are thinking about that. So it seems like Western elites are preparing ground for to build a new iron curtain between sides, and me personally, I don't give a fuck about that, because I did, I will have no problem if I did not travel to Europe or in North America. But some people may do wanted or plan to go to Paris and see this city, or to go to Italy. This, I mean, entire country is like historic site, or to go to Greece, for example. I can say same about Greece. Entire country is just history, man. And there's many countries that, I mean, they could be interesting for Russian travelers. But if West is banning travel to the okay, I don't care really. You know, it's just I was just saying that that's xenophobic in itself is a fact that Western elites are just fucking xenophobes, man. Fucking degraded, extremely degraded animals. No one should take them seriously, or no one should respect them and their opinion, because they are fucking xenophobes. And no matter what they're gonna say and how they're gonna try to, you know, uh, let me translate this word, to justify, no matter how they're gonna justify the crazy xenophobic policies. I mean, they are fucking animals, and no one should listen to them or respect them. You know, that's my opinion. And this video is already 41 minutes, 42 minutes. So, uh, yeah, this is it for now, probably. I apologize that I was emotional time to time, but it is what it is, man. Yet again, if you take, my channel as a, and if you see my channel as an interesting one, then please consider to subscribe. Uh, if you're not, then that's okay too. Thank you for your time anyway. Bye for now, and take care.